So what's up, everyone? So this is going to be a rant video, kind of, and this is going to go towards first is you have to learn scales to figure out what the chords are. Those chord notes are in your scales, so you need to learn scales first, and that will dictate what the chords are. I don't care what these people on YouTube tell you. Number one, I went to GIT and got a degree. I went to the University of Miami and got a degree. I've studied under Allan Holdsworth, and I've played with Frank Gambale all the way to Eddie Van Halen. I've studied under Steve Morse at the University of Miami. One is, what are the credentials that these people have? Oh, and not only that, I had a teaching degree with the West Palm Beach School Board, where I had to be fingerprinted by the FBI. These people that are selling you on the idea of you don't need to know this and you don't need to know that in these gear reviews, not one of them that I've seen so far is an expert. They're no expert in electrical engineering, product engineering. They're only telling you what they think they need to tell you to sell a product, because they're either getting products for free or they're getting paid for it. If they say this is a non-biased review, and they tell you that a product works well, and then you see in the comments that they don't work well, like the wireless systems. I watched 2 more wireless reviews this morning, and I'm not gonna tell you who the channel was, because that's besides the point. These people are getting paid to promote products that don't work like they say. So YouTube has become tainted with a lot of these people. Even lessons. What qualifications do these people have to teach? You know, when I see a lot of, learn the pentatonic, learn this, learn that, learn this. What have you done with your musical career? And this is part of the argument I got in with Badio. But I said we can compare bank statements. You know, when I have a guy who hasn't written a song, you know, on YouTube, whether it's him or anybody else, show me what songs you have written that you've made $1,000 on, 10 grand, 100 grand, $1 million on. These people are not professional instructors. For instance, Tiger Woods doesn't even teach golf. Why? He'll tell you, I'm not a great teacher, but he's one of the greatest golfers that ever lived. So that in itself should tell you, beware of these people on YouTube. It's become a tainted business about money. And these people are selling you on BS. You don't need theory. These wireless systems under $40 work great. Bull crap. I see them all the time, and then I read the comments under. I got dropouts, I got this, I got tone loss. I plugged in the cable and compared it. They don't compare a lot of stuff against other things. I compared my Line 6 against those Lakato and Swift. You can hear the tone loss. It's clear as day. And if I did it in the recording facility and showed you the frequencies on the pitches, you'll see that it's a drop-off. But again, these companies have tainted the market with YouTube, and YouTube has become a big business. And there's a lot of people who even piggyback on people. You know, I'm not going to say the full name, but there's a guy named Rhett who sells you on this amp and these guitars. And I've seen another guy named Robert, who we won't talk about, why you need all these guitars. Listen, you play one guitar at one time. You can't play all 5 at once. In my room, in the studio, there's 30 guitars. I've got bass guitars, I got Les Pauls, because I use them to record. I record for major artists. So yeah, I need different sounds. I've got G&L Telecasters all the way to 7-string Petrucci's to one of George Lynch's guitars. Well, actually 2 that were given to me by him. You know, it's not, and here's the thing. You go back and watch the videos that I just came back and posted. I sound the same no matter what tone I played. I just posted a video of a different tone with a different guitar. I sound the same on every guitar. Why? It's in here and it's in here. You have to know the technique, and you use your brain to coordinate your hands, and the tone is in your hand. You're not going to change my sound. It will sound the same no matter what I do. If Ted Nugent came over here, he would sound like Ted Nugent, no matter what patch I put him on, or amp, or guitar. Eddie Van Halen would sound just like Eddie Van Halen. You're not going to change the tone. It's in their hands, number one. Theory, number two, learn your scales. The scales were dictated by a monk, and it was a vocal scale which changed everything on guitar. So you learn those notes and you learn how to build chords off of that scale, not the other way around. These guys are teaching completely wrong. You know, the theory part maybe with the modes and stuff, like Rick Beato, great with theory, and I love his videos. And like I said, and there's piggybackers, you know, and they tell you a lot of bull crap just to make money, and they got a million subscribers, and they use somebody else to get those subscribers. But they haven't done nothing with their musical career but YouTube. Their band isn't selling hundreds of thousands of records. They might go do a tour here and there, but you know what? They make little money. I'm doing a show November 20th for free for Big 105, a radio station. It's already up to 10,000 people locally for charities. They say it might reach 20,000 people, but who cares? You know, those are the things that I've done to actually authenticate what I have done in my life. And I'm telling you now, everybody's full of crap. Almost everybody's full of crap. Even these producers and how to do this and get that sound and this. You know what? It's all about the preamps in your mixers. You need great preamps. You run great preamps into Logix or Pro Tools, then you got something. You know, but you need great preamps. And if you're buying Scarlett or this or that, it's garbage. I can show you recordings here that aren't even mixed down, that sound like studio quality mixed down tracks. Why? Because I start off with great sound because of my preamps. But these producers don't tell you anything about that stuff because they're not working real producers. They don't work for labels. They don't record for major artists. Guys like me, I do. So that's the difference. And I'm telling you guys, stop watching the bullcrap and unsubscribe to some of these people who are feeding you misinformation. And it's misinformation about gear, how it works, how good it is. You know, they get paid to do it. You know, there are some guys like the Tone King. Great channel. I'm the guy who said to him about the Goldia amps and Panama amps. Why are they so similar? And then all of a sudden, Panama drops out of the picture after he questions them. Why? Because now they're saying it's a custom boutique amp made from here when the wood was actually made in the other country, but the amp is from China. So they lied, you know, make money. And then they made all their money and dropped out of the picture, and they'll probably be back with another product. LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. Sue them, they fold, and they open another one because they're not liable. You know, you got to be smarter than the people that are feeding you the crap. And I'm telling you, 95% of what you see on YouTube is for this. And when that gets involved, it becomes tainted and you get fed the lie. And a lot of these people, I'm telling you guys right now, you believe some of it, what you hear. And that's great, you know, but you gotta stop listening to these people and go try the products yourself. Go into a store, what you buy off a shelf. Try it right there in the store. If you don't like it, you don't buy it. I'm going to do some videos from Sam Ash coming up. They've allowed me to go in, test products right off their shelf, not sent to me. I ask for them whatever I want off the shelf, and I'm going to demo it right there and then live out of the box, not sent, and it's not altered. Because this is going to put pressure on a lot of manufacturers to actually, whatever they're giving to these YouTubers, it better be like that in the store, because I'm going to start doing these reviews in the store. and it's going to be off the shelf, and that's what you get. Stop these guys from feeding you all this line of crap. This is my rant video for today, and it's about these gear reviews and these instructors. You know, none of them have any basis of any education. They're not electrical engineers, they're not sound engineers, and they're testing product and they don't know what they're looking at. That's a bunch of crap. It really is. Like, I could tell you what's inside, what capacitors are inside my Les Paul. I take it apart and look to make sure that what I bought, it really is. Because if it says a traditional Les Paul, it better be wired exactly like they said. Because I will put it on YouTube. That's how I am. I'm not going to pay $2,500 for a guitar and then it's not what it says it is. And you guys wouldn't know the difference. That's why Guitar Center gets sold a lot of fakes. A lot of fakes, because those kids that work in there have no idea what they're looking at. They don't. And that's the truth. Not to take anything away from Guitar Center, but I worked for them. You know, I worked there so I could buy Les Pauls for half price because a friend worked there. And what did I see while I was there? People taking in guitars that were fakes because they don't know the difference between a Chinese capacitor and American-made capacitor to get that sound. They don't. I bought a cabinet in there by an employee. It was his friend brought it in. It was a Mesa Boogie cab. They wanted $400, so I bought it because it was an old cab. I took it apart and had realistic speakers in. Why? They don't take those cabs apart and look at them. You're getting fed a lie. You buy fake stuff all the time. So they gave him that amount, probably worked out a deal, and sold the speakers on the side. Unbelievable. And this is what happens. And if it happens in those guitar shops, it happens on YouTube. I guarantee some of that stuff is altered. So like a product that comes to them that's a wireless system might be a little altered with the frequencies. So they get all the frequencies, and then the ones that are made every single day, they got some kind of gate on it or some kind of frequency cut. And that's where your tone loss is coming from, because they're trying to gate all the hiss and noise. So they might be gated down to like a 14K and guitar goes up to 20K. That's the problem. And they're not telling you in the manual what they're doing. They're not telling you I'm cutting these frequency off. But you know, the guy that does the guitar review, he'll tell you, oh, they work great. Bull crap. So that's my rant for today. And take it for whatever you want. But the truth is the truth. And it eventually comes out. There's no hiding from the fact. Fact is truth. And truth will always produce facts. And those facts will always produce truth. You can hide it, you can do whatever you want, but you can't change the fact. If it's garbage, it's garbage. That's my rant. Peace out.